Battered and bruised, you resuscitated Atticus from his stupor via a potion of healing and explored the final parts of the wreck of the Golden Crown. After discovering a desecrated altar, seemingly the Sahuagin had desecrated their own place of worship, and finding a strange shield with an eyeball on it, you carried on exploring the bottom deck. In the final cabin of the wreck, you found several kidnapped prisoners safe in a bubble of magically created air. You freed them and escorted them back to shore, learning that one of them was Bern's mother. Back in Walfall, Atticus rested and recovered, whilst Rodri passed on the bad news about Bern. You then all presented your findings to Lord Frostgale, who thanked you and pledged the support of Walfall to the forthcoming attacks. You decided to return to Amber Cove to warn the Archduke of your findings. Before you left Walfall, Tiberius recovered the Drow Babe from the Church of Procan, where the priest was reluctant to let it go, having formed a bond with the child. After a week of travel and a skirmish with some harpies and an ogre along the way, you finally got back to the city of Amber Cove. You reported to the Archduke, who thanked you for your help and called upon his aide, Udor Flamesinger, to study the strange scrolls and messages you had found. You were told to return to Amber Eyes Keep on the following day to discuss the next steps. Retiring back to the Dragon Turtle Inn, you were surprised by an old but familiar face, that of the Wandering Sage and Relics Roadshow host, Wildak Mithinson. So you're in the tap room of the Dragon Turtle Inn. Wildak Mithinson looking at you all and giving you all a big grin, his hands behind his back.
Was he able to identify stuff for us?
You haven't asked him yet.
Before. No, I mean before, when he was in Saltmarsh.
He did, yes.
Remember.
He did.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've got loads of stuff to look at.
It's lovely to see you all again here on this lovely day here in Amber Cove.
Well, we've got a few trinkets for you to have a look at in Amber Cove. Matter of your expertise.
Well, what a stroke of luck. I've actually been looking for you. What's your name and where do you come from? I'm only joking with you.
What do you mean, stroke of luck? You've been looking for us. You following us across the continent? What's your game?
He raises an eyebrow and chuckles to himself. Oh no, nothing so sinister sounding, Commander Baron. I've actually been looking for the young lady. And he gives a big wink to Hecate.
Me?
Yeah, he leans forwards conspiratorially, raises one finger to his lips and waggles his eyebrows. Is there somewhere where we could all talk privately?
I think we've got a room, haven't we?
I mean, yes, we can go and talk in the...
I don't think... Have we got rooms yet? I don't know.
You hadn't booked a room yet, but you can do.
Well, we'll head to the cabin.
Okay.
Find somewhere a little bit quieter.
Let me turn you up a little bit, Becky. You've gone quiet again.
No, why am so quiet?
Didn't blame Rich.
So you can order a room for 5 copper each, or you can just hire one to share.
We wanted a big room, didn't we, because we're the vampire.
So a big room will be a silver piece per night.
Right.
I'll pay.
So is Dickinson coming with us then?
Mithingson.
Huh?
Mithingson. Yeah, he wants to talk to us in a room.
So, what do you say? Should we get this show started?
Sounds good.
Well, lead on, my friends.
Well, we'll lead the way to the tavern, get the room, and then head upstairs.
Okay, you lead him out. The tavern doesn't have an upstairs, but it has a section out the back with the rooms. You
Okay.
head out there to your room, and you enter into quite a large room. There's 4 single beds in there. There's a little water closet off to the side and some cupboards and things. He gestures you to come in.
So come on, Mythingson, what's all
Yeah,
this
it's fine.
about?
Well, here we are at last, and have I got a Bobby Dazzler for you? As he smiles at you, the orange-skinned man with the mop of black curly hair and half-moon glasses suddenly begins to change.
What?
The air
Oh my God,
shimmers,
it's Calabac.
and where the Relics roadshow host once stood, there is now a tall, elderly man with a kindly face. His hair is shoulder length and silver white in colour, with 2 long braids at the front wrapped in silk in the colour of blood, and a deep scar runs around his right eye socket in a circle. His blue pinstripe suit and red cravat have gone, replaced with a relatively plain green leather armour covered in feathers and scales, and a long gnarled stave is held in his hand. He bows before you confidently, with the grace of a dancer. There's no sign of old age in his movements, just in the lines of his face and his golden eyes.
Wow.
Well, hello, my friends. I apologise for the deception. It does not do for myself to be recognised when I travel. I find the form of Wildak Mythinson allows me to travel the lands safely and gather tales and stories of the goings-on. I am Manon Traynor, the Grand Druid of the Old Faith, and I come to you in some need, but also, I hope, with some answers to some of the questions behind what's been going on recently. He bows to you.
So that was you when we spoke to you in Saltmarsh.
It was, yes. As I apologise for the charade. I have many friends, but also many enemies.
Hmm. Oh.
It's a good way to travel the lands and gather the news and keep an eye on things, making sure everyone is okay.
What can we do you for then?
I'm sure it hasn't escaped your notice that there have been many strange events happening recently. I believe the time has come for me to pass on some of what I know, and to take you somewhere where you can learn some of the truth behind what is happening. And I particularly came to see you, my dear, and he looks at Kat. I know of your quest for knowledge. Indeed, with Nimble's help, it was I that set you out on it.
You know Nimble.
I have known Nimble for many, many years. I also know that you seek answers to what happened to cause the Great Schism of the elves, what caused them to surrender on the eve of their great victory in the Great War, and caused the 4 elven races to split asunder. And the answers to that are tied in with the fate of these lands and the strange goings-on that have been happening recently.
How?
I do not have all the answers, but I know someone who may, and I was hoping we could take a short trip to go and see this man, and he will explain further, though I can tell you a little.
Please do.
There is a prophecy. It won't surprise you to hear. There seems to be a prophecy for everything nowadays. We live in an age of prophecies. This prophecy is called the Prophecy of the One, and I believe it concerns you, Hecate Norwood. The prophecy goes as follows. The day that the eldest of all things dies will preface the age of anarchy. The daughter of the woods will recover the spark, lest the verdant hand return preternaturally. Know her by the rose she bears, and her likeness to the tall man's love. With 4 become 3 heroes at her side, the Gruagach will pull the moon from the sky. Like
Stand there flabbergasted.
like all prophecies,
Oh, God.
its meaning is not clear, but I believe you may be the daughter of the woods spoken of in the prophecy. I believe the verdant hand is a reference to the return of the green hand, something I think you may have heard about.
I have. It's just making things more confusing. When can we meet? When can we go and meet this man?
We can travel now. It should not take more than a few hours, even though we must travel many hundreds of miles.
Oh, what? Go on, Dave.
Yeah, I just think we might have a bit of a problem. Have we in-game deciphered those maps then?
Not yet, no.
Okay, right. Sorry, no.
You've just gone back to
Carry
the
on.
tavern after speaking to the Archduke, and he told you to return the next day. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon now.
Okay, right. Sorry, carry on. Yeah.
Second.
I wasn't sure the first time we met, my dear, but I believe now is the time is right for you to learn the truth of your destiny and what happened to the elven races. Will you join me in a short trip?
I will. I certainly will. I have a few loose ends here to tie up. Is it possible to do it at first light?
We can do so whenever you wish. And whilst we must travel many, many leagues, we can do so in an instant.
So he's gonna teleport us there, so we could go now.
Yeah, but don't we have
Come
the
straight
drow
back.
baby to sort out?
Yeah, drag baby's on my back.
So let me get this right, Trainor. You turn up, tell us that you've deceived us, and then ask us to go on a trip with you. Do you think we were born yesterday?
Atticus is right. Or is it a
Attica,
little
the
shady?
commander is
We
absolutely
don't know you
right.
from Adam.
I'm up for it.
I would hope that my reputation precedes me.
Oh, there we go. Oh,
I am
what's
the
that?
Grand Druid of the Old Faith, the most puissant and important druid in all the lands of the Azure Sea.
All right, steady on with your fucking ego.
Could
It's horrible. Sorry.
could you prove that maybe? We've met some strange things along the way, and frankly, I don't trust
Can
my
you
eyes.
guys think of someone else who has been trying to get us to do stuff? Probably has the power to change their form.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. We are being followed by a vampire.
Then let's go for a walk beneath the afternoon sun. We must take a short walk anyway to the gardens in the market square of the town.
Seems plausible. Are you guys up for a walk?
Ooh.
Has anyone got anything they want to do first?
Yeah, I'll just look at the comfy down
While we're walking
pillows.
over there.
and-
And I will tell you where we are going. It is somewhere you have been many years ago, Hecate. We are travelling to Anteros, the oldest city in all the world, home of the High Elves, and home of the person we are going to see, Telhar Fey. Kat, you know the name Telhar Fey. He is
Yeah.
rumoured to be the oldest living humanoid in the world. He's more commonly known as the Ancient One. He's an old monk-like elf who lives beneath a great tree in the elven city of Anteros, and is believed to be amongst the wisest of all beings.
What else was he referred to? Sorry, as Neil.
The ancient one.
The Ancient
The
One. He's kind of seen as a mix between prophet and sage. He's advised elven kings for millennia.
Wow. High up dude. Right, Sorry, Rodri, did you have anything to do before we go?
No, I thought I had, but no. It turns out I was wrong. So no, fancy a walk.
I don't know.
I can tell you this as well. The Green Hand. I do not know what form the Curran's cult takes, but when they originally formed many hundreds of years ago, they were a coven of 3 powerful liches.
Doesn't sound promising.
I hope we can learn why they are interested in you and what they are hoping to achieve.
It's all I've ever wanted.
But I think all the strange things going on, the rise of the Sahuagin, their control by some strange creatures that crashed here on some strange vessel, all these different webs, the drow baby you carry on your back, Blood Hunter, they are all connected.
And this old man's going to tell us how, hopefully. Again.
Good. He might be able to tell us what the shield is as well. I'll show you that bloke, give him a little flash the shield. The eye. No,
He takes a step back. I have not seen one of these before, but I would keep it covered. I do not know who is looking through that eye.
I like it. It's creepy. I love it.
Tiberius, you're weird.
I'm just going to flip the bird at the bottom of the eye.
It kind of rotates and looks at you all. Please, cover it up.
Okay, I'll cover it up. It's the all-seeing shield.
You grab a blanket off the bed and sort of wrap it around the shield. Are you ready to travel to the oldest city in the world, my friends?
Lead on.
I've been ready all my life.
Haven't we got a meeting with Fire Chaser or whatever his name is at the castle?
I'm pretty sure we'll be back.
Had a couple of hours.
Well, pretty sure is something to balance the fate of us on. Excellent.
Well, you know, miss a meeting, we miss a meeting, don't we?
Do we know what time the meeting was?
It's more about missing the rest of my life I'm worried about.
The Archduke said to return at the same time tomorrow, so that'll be midday the next day.
Right, so we've got time basically. It's only going to take a few hours, hopefully. Right, well, lead the way, Mr. Rayner.
He bows and strides confidently out of the door.
Do you guys trust him?
Yep.
You've only just met him.
When you know, you just know.
I feel exactly the same way, Rodri, but put it this way. Are you going to let Hecate go on her own?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
No. We've got to go with her.
good
We
point.
can't leave her to go off on this folly alone.
Folly.
Good point. Good point. Well made.
I am of extremely the same mind as you.
Well, this
But-
folly you happen to be talking about is the thing I've been searching for since I could walk.
Perhaps you'd like to share.
Well, I'm looking for knowledge.
About the Gruak and your kin, was it?
About everything. Yeah, actually, no, so I couldn't fucking remember.
Well, if we end up as dragon food, I reserve the right to say, I told you so.
Dragon food.
Or whatever's in store for us.
Look like dragons.
Have your weapons and your magics ready.
Well, you know of the Great Schism, do you not?
You've all heard of the Great Schism of the elves. I'll just tell you the story again very briefly, which Hecate relates to you as you leave the tavern. There was the Great Pelagic War between the Empire and the elven races. At that time, the elves were one united race: the drow, the high elves, the wood elves, and the sea elves. And basically, the elves won the war. They were right at the gates of Kemoth. They'd beaten the Empire back. Their ships were flooding into the docks of Kemoth. They were on the verge of total and utter victory. And then they stopped, withdrew, sued for peace, and went home, and no one knows why. Just as they were about to win the war. Shortly after that, there's an event that's referred to as the Great Schism, and the elven races split and went their separate ways. And only very few, apparently, at the very highest level of elven society knows why and what happened.
I reckon it was because they needed one of the prophecies to come true, and it required perhaps a drow. Could be a reason, but they didn't wipe them out because they've yet got a part to play in what's about to happen.
You know what, Tiberius? That's probably the most sensible thing you've said.
It is.
No, I agree.
I don't know. Just a thought.
As you leave the tavern, you find the Grand Druid standing there. He rolls his sleeves back, baring his arms to the sun, and looks up at the sun. "See, Commander?"
You can't cast magic in town.
I understand. Just because you're not one threat doesn't mean you're not another. I'm watching you.
He nods. "If you would care to follow me." He starts leading you out of the dock area and heading through the gates into the middle of town again. And he takes you to the market square in the Amber Market in the centre of Amber Cove. A large area of open space used as the main hub for trade. It's decorated with gardens and topiary. Several ancient oak trees sit in large gardens in the centre of the marketplace. And the Grand Druid confidently strides up to one of the large oak trees and lays his hands on it and bows his head.
Damn there, watching him.
"Lady
What's
of the
it?
trees, I beg a boon. I am the Grand Druid of the Old Faith.
There we go.
Hearken to my call. Let us pass." There's a shimmer in the air, and a form walks out of the trunk of the tree and stands in front of him. It bows low and then looks at you all. "You have called me. I am here."
It was him.
"Great lady, we wish to pass." "Oh, of course you may, Grand Druid. You are friend to all of the woods." And then she backs into the tree and disappears. He turns to face you. "When I open the portal, there will be but a few seconds in which to pass through. I beg you hurry quickly. It would not do for you to be half in and half out when the portal closes. It could be messy."
What? I grab a hold of my pendant and bring it up to my lips and go, "Is this guy for real?"
There's a few onlookers sort of gathering round looking at what you're doing. He puts his both hands out onto the bark of the tree and bows his head again. Cat, you can feel the power starting to surge through him as he starts to cast a spell. And suddenly there's a big screen split goes up the trunk of the tree, which cracks open an inch. Green light flooding out of it. It cracks open wider, a foot, 2 foot. And he turns to look at you. "Go quick. I can only open the portal for a few seconds."
Fucking legging it through.
Through.
Grab hold of
Somersault,
everyone.
backflip, triple pike, through.
Okay, is everybody going through?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't want to be cut in half.
Okay. He follows
Hold
you.
the drow baby out at the last minute.
You walk into a bright, blinding green light which suddenly fades, and you step out of the tree. There's a snapping noise behind you. Right, just bear with me 1 second.
I'm blind.
Quite a useful guy to know.
As you step out of the tree, the warmth of the air enfolds you like a comforting blanket. The green glow fades from the tree's trunk, and you see the Grand Druid standing beside you, looking exhausted from the casting. Welcome to the oldest city in the world, my friends, the capital of Elvendom on Earth, the city of Anteros. You've arrived in a small wood on a raised cliff in the middle of the city. There are fallen ruins of almost unbelievable age laying scattered around. And looking out from your perch amongst the wooded wreckage of an ancient time, you see the city of Anteros spread out all around you. You've heard tale of it before. It's fabled for its beauty and grace, but no tales could have prepared you for what you actually see. Primarily constructed from a pearlescent marble-like material that glimmers and glistens in the light with varying shades of green and pink. The city gives the impression of a shimmering mirage rather than a solid structure. Slender spires rise from the buildings, linked by graceful arches that almost seem to hover in the air. Broad tree-lined avenues wind through the buildings, and birds sing happily amongst the boughs. The air is fresh and warm and smells of sweet pollen. Everything looks like it's been freshly cleaned. The secrets of such incredible construction must be lost now, but the original architects seem to have used the curvaceous forms of the buildings to draw the eye to areas of beauty, such as the many gardens and statuary. The city is strong enough to withstand the strongest siege weapons, but appears as delicate as a glass flower. Well, when you've stopped gawking, shall we go? The Grand Druid says with an amused smile. Let me share a map with you. Now tell me if you can see this map.
Only 4.
Can you see it now?
I have a black map.
Hold on.
I can think of his Will Ferrell playing the pipes.
Can you see the map now?
It flashed up briefly,
Yeah.
and then all went
Okay,
black.
how about-
Oh, yeah.
hello.
Yeah, there it is.
Wow, that city's amazing.
That's a flute, not a pipe.
Forever in my brain.
The Grand Druid sets off again confidently, heading out onto the road near the ruins where you've appeared. Can everyone make some perception checks, please, as the Druid leads you through the city?
There's a lot happening right now.
There is a lot going on.
My brain's a little fried.
Just incredibly wary, keeping my eyes everywhere, mate.
Okay. Tiberius, do you want to make a perception check?
Trying to find it.
Okay.
I have trouble with that one. Can't find perception.
Rodri picks up on a few things as you make your way through the city. Despite the intense beauty of it, it appears to be in some state of disrepair. As you get up close to some of the buildings, you see they're wind-scoured and cracked. And the population actually seems to be quite low for such a large city. Tiberius, you see that you're getting quite a bit of notice, people, elves, stopping to look at you and point, not in an aggressive way. A couple of them even seem to know the Grand Druid and shout greetings and wave in Elven. In fact, they shout in Elven and wave in normal language. Rodri, you also notice there appear to be no taverns or inns as you pass through the city.
There's what? Sorry.
No taverns or inns.
This place has seen better days, hasn't it?
This city has stood here for thousands of years. It is true that the elven race is sadly diminishing, but its beauty is still here for all to see. Most of the elves live in the dwelling district to the northeast, and they gather communally in gardens and woods rather than in taverns and inns, as on the western side of the Azure Sea.
Where do you want to go, guys? Oh,
Okay.
we're following him, aren't we?
Yeah, so he leads you through the city. He takes you around a beautiful lake, past a marketplace which isn't particularly busy, And as you reach this point on the map, the buildings get bigger and even more graceful. And in the southeastern part of the city, you see a circle of tall, luminescent buildings surrounding a low series of grass-covered hills, with a narrow path leading up to the largest tree any of you, apart from Cat, have ever seen.
Pretty.
Oh wow.
It towers up above you, the upper branches touching the clouds, its huge boughs covering the hills in a cool and welcoming shade. Insects buzz through the bright flowers and shrubs that have been allowed to grow wild rather than being tended. And globes of some plant-like buds hang from the branches, shedding a pale green light. You feel like you're swimming under a clear green sea. The path leads up between huge roots of the tree to an opening carved into the centre of it. There are two silent elves in pale green robes who see you approaching, and they just bow deeply before you. So, what do you think of Antaros? It has been some time since you were here, Cat.
It's even more beautiful than I could have remembered. It's been far too long and I feel very at home here.
He leads you past the two elves who are standing guard outside the entrance into the centre of the tree, where a huge area has been carefully hollowed out, or maybe even grown into a chamber of living wood. It's lit by the same bud lights that hung outside, and silent robed elves slowly pass through the chamber from time to time, never talking and walking with an air of supreme calm. And in the centre of the hall, in a softly glowing circle of lights, sits the oldest creature you've ever seen. This must surely be Telhar Fey, the Ancient One.
He's really old. Do you reckon he can hear us?
He's just sitting cross-legged on the floor, surrounded by lights. The Grand Druid goes and stands before him, bows low, and then kneels down in front of him. I have brought them, my friend. The old elf slowly raises its head. Yes, my friend. Please sit.
I'll bow and then take a seat.
Sit down.
Yeah.
Look around for something to sit on.
The old elf looks from side to side, raises his hands and claps them with a surprisingly loud noise, and all the other elves in the room stop, turn and bow to him, and then all leave so that you're the only ones left in the chamber. I know why you have come, and I will tell you the truth. You will be in a select group if you know what really happened, and you must tell no other living soul.
Cover the baby's ears, Tiberius.
He casts his arms forwards and the illusion of a campfire appears before him, and he stares into the flames. I apologise, I'm going to be talking for a couple of minutes now.
No worries.
Since the great deluge and the creation of the elves from the souls of the Antarians, those who came before and served the antediluvians, the elven race has prospered and grown in wisdom and knowledge. Part of that reason is that, as a parting gift, the Antarians gave elven souls the ability to transfer from one generation to the next, taking with them the ancestral knowledge they had gained during their lives. The long lifespan of the elves always meant that the birth rate was low, but it was always consistent. As one elf died, their soul transferred into a newborn elven babe, passing on their ancestral knowledge and wisdom. And so it was, and so it always will be. Or at least that is what the elven scholars assumed. But there is a problem. In the last few hundred years, there have been fewer and fewer elven children born. The proud races of the elves are in decline. The Ealdgach and the Antarian Federation kept this fact secret from all but the highest ranking members of elven society, fearing such a thing could be viewed as a weakness by the other races. And the greatest scholars have spent centuries trying to find out why, with one question: what was happening to the elven souls of those who had died and were not being reborn into new elven children? And now we know, and the truth was so shocking that it directly led to the Great Schism and the separation of the elven races. At the end of the Great Pelagic War, the elven fleet and Antarian army were on the verge of victory. The defences of the Cerulean Empire were broken, and the city of Kemoth lay open and ready to fall. On the eve of their final victory, as they prepared to flood into the imperial capital, the elven army captured a high-ranking general, General Ilinar I. The general was brought before a circle of Ealdgach wizards, who would question him through magical means to uncover any last-minute traps or defences before the army entered the city. But when they interrogated the general, they discovered the terrible truth. Digging deep into the man's mind, breaking beyond his thoughts, they recognized what they saw lying beneath the general's consciousness. It was an elven soul in a human body. They checked on other prisoners. Several of them exhibited the same results. There could only be one conclusion. The lost elven souls were being reborn into human bodies. Of course, this discovery changed the course of the war. The elven fleets and armies withdrew and sued for peace. How could they fight and destroy the souls of their own people? Souls that had lived and passed on for millennia, even if they were inhabiting the bodies of another race. The truth was kept secret from all, and how to deal with the revelation led to the Great Schism, as the differences of opinions between the elven races were irreconcilable. Some refused to believe, saying it was a trick of the Empire. None could understand the reason for it or how it had happened. And so the Antarian Federation dispersed, and the various elven factions went their separate ways. But there was one question still unanswered. Why was this happening? Why were elven souls being born into human children? And I believe the answer concerns you, my dear. And he raises his head above the flames of the campfire and looks at Kat. Hundreds of years ago, a coven of powerful beings plagued the lands. Their memories have all but gone now, but they lived nonetheless, and they aimed to dominate all life around the Azure Sea. Realizing that they could not achieve their aims in a single lifespan, the three united to form a coven known as the Green Hand, and set about ascending to lichdom, a form of unlife where time would no longer be an impediment to their goals. Using captured elven slaves, the members of the Green Hand cast a great ritual. They built a reflecting pool so that they could steal a portion of the great moon Selene's light to empower their rise to immortality. What they discovered was that the Azure moon could steal souls. Not questioning why, but grateful for this power, the Green Hand developed the art of soul transference, using their elven slaves as test subjects. And ever since, the elven race has been in decline as dying souls became lost. What happened to the evil coven of the Green Hand remains a mystery, They all disappeared soon after these events, but the results of their ritualistic experiments persevered, and dying elven souls began to find their way into other hosts. He looks round at you all. So, you all know now the fate of the Antarian Federation and the cause of the Great Schism that tore the elven races apart. My friend has told you the prophecy of the One. Whilst we cannot fully decipher it, I do know something terrible is happening, and the schism was the start of it. The elven races must be reunited. Young lady, you have a part to play. I believe you are the one referred to in the prophecy. An elf, not born of elf. The Green Hand used a powerful artifact in their experiments with the soul transference, the soul spark. The artifact was what ensured the safe transference of elven souls to newborn elves on the event of an elf's death. To have any hope of reuniting the elven races and defeating the darkness to come, the soul spark must be found. The One will use its power to slay the snake-headed member of the Triad of the Green Hand, Thymia Scarlet Scale, who founded the Verdant Fronticery. The location of the soul spark is lost. It was stolen from the Green Hand. I believe that is what led to their downfall and disappearance for many hundreds of years. Maynan looks up. Thank you, my friend. I hope that answers some of your questions, young lady.
It's certainly created a few as well. But yes, it's a lot to take on. But me? You think I'm the one?
I have been spending my time over the last few weeks, since we met in Saltmarsh, researching, and I believe it may be the case. I believe it's why the Green Hand might be taking such a interest in you. What this new coven intends to do and how they're related to the original Green Hand, I do not know. But we must try and find the soul spark.
Where would you suggest that we start?
Telharfey looks at the Grand Druid. You know, you can use the library within this tree. We will try and find some clues, and when we have word, we will send you notice of where the soul spark may lie. Maynan turns to you again, Cat, and he holds out his palm, and in his palm there's a small, perfectly smooth oval stone, and he hands it out to you. This is a stone of sending. It will allow me to communicate with you when I have news of the soul spark.
Thank you. I'll put it safely in a pocket.
Okay, I'll drop that in your inventory.
Works
I've just got one question. Why would we be bothered about the fate of the elves?
Commander, did you not listen to the Ancient One's stories? The fate of the elves is tied to the fate of your own race. Elven
Surely
souls are
that's
being
just what it
reborn into human bodies. This is against the natural order of things.
Says you. Who says it isn't the natural order of things? People who mess with powers larger than their self usually come off worse and mess things up. The universe has a plan.
Well, I can't disagree with you. The Green Hand did mess with powers greater than themselves. They harnessed the power of the moon. And it led to their downfall. But it also led to the fracturing of elven souls from the elven race.
And who's to say that wasn't supposed to happen and part of this planet's plan? This world, you know, it's just, well, it seems like elves are just as arrogant as us humans. Maybe we are a good match.
Let me ask you this. War is brewing beneath the waves. The great Kraken Slarkrithil has been seen again attacking shipping. There is a prophecy concerning a drow child. An ancient vampire who has not been able to walk the lands for centuries is free once again. An organisation calling themselves the Green Hand, who seem to be related to the original trio who were searching to ascend to lichdom, has been seen again. And all of this seems to be revolving around you. None of this bodes well for the world. Would you do nothing?
Well, we haven't been doing nothing, have we? Or
No.
else you wouldn't
But
have come to us.
I was addressing the commander's question.
I do what I need to do to survive one day to the next.
Plus,
But I get your point.
power does not affect heights. So
It's a bleak future and elves aren't fucking in it.
It's like Doran King, what's his name in the Power? Fuck the elves.
So, excuse me, Mr. Mr. Player.
Antarian, no.
So if the elves were reunited again, then there'd be a much stronger force fighting against Starkrethel and everybody else under the sea.
it's not about reuniting the elves per se, it's about finding the soul spark
Oh right.
so that we can take out the coven. who's
It
trying to
is
end the world.
about healing a great wound in the world. A wound in the order of things.
I would just pop it on our to-do list, eh?
Whatever this new Green Coven has in store, I am certain that it is not for the benefit of humankind.
I don't think 3 more liches in the world is good news. Where is that? What were you saying about a little drow child, a little drow baby?
You mean this drought child?
There is a prophecy, I believe you have heard it, concerning a drow child.
Yes.
We're not certain how it ties into these events.
Can we leave
But
the
it
drow
is-
child with you?
Well, the vampire wants the drow child, but I believe the drow child plays some part in this prophecy, but not for the ill gains of some vampire.
I look at Tiberius. Should we not leave it with them? Of its own kind?
Well,
Tell
I'll-
Harfei looks over. If that is your decision, the drow child would be cared for in Anteros. The drow lived here once before the Great Schism, before they fled underground.
I mean, there's worse places, I imagine. I mean, Akate turned out okay.
I'll give you a side eye.
Yeah.
There's nowhere else. that
Well, it's either here or I take them. I take the child to the blood hunters
Or to the vampire?
or to the vampire.
Well, we're here now. I would say leave the drow baby here because you know it's going to be relatively safe from Zolek at least.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
I'm down with that, to be honest, till we find out what's going on. I think it's about the best place we could have left the kid.
It'd be the best place or the worst place, but I'm hoping it's the best place.
Unless he charms the wisest ancient being in the entire
He's
world.
the oldest.
And then,
It's the oldest
Wait.
humanoid on the planet. I
Yeah,
don't think
and
he's going to get charmed by Drow Baby.
by giving him the child, we fulfill the prophecy.
That's the thing with prophecies, is you never know, do you?
If we do leave it here, we'll warn them about that. I'm sure the elves will have magics to counter.
Yeah.
Warn them.
This guy's like fucking Palpatine, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's playing the long game.
Yeah.
I'd say leave the baby here.
I'll second that. I think it's a
I
good
think
place
it's
to leave
probably a
the kid.
good idea.
Yeah. Mark?
Awesome.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I-
Askus.
Tiberius, do you want to say your goodbyes?
I've been wanting to be rid of that bloody thing for ages.
I'll give him a little cheeky little tickle under the chin. You'll be safe here, little one.
Okay. As you say the words, "You'll be safe here, little one," there is suddenly a tearing sound, and everything goes black. Huge bolts of violent violet energy rip through the air. 3 shimmering tears in the fabric of space open up. Dark figures step through the newly formed portals, and a terrible cackle fills the air. A tall woman wearing emerald bark is joined by lithe figures with black skin and hooked noses wearing shrouds of shadow. "Kill the wise one, my dark crows. The green hand sends its regards."
Bad guys.
It's okay. We can do this. We can do this.
I just need to put you on the map.
Stick a knife in the drow.
I'm going for a wee because it's combat.
Oh, me not the Emerald Queen.
Fucking hell.
Talking Albert.
We'll
retract my
we'll
vote.
roll
I retract my
initiative,
vote.
I think.
Retracted.
Oh my god. We're
In-
doomed.
In full protest. Oh,
Good.
nice. Weird lucky.
Me. Grand Druid.
You didn't think it was going to be that easy, did you?
Ah,
Can you all see the
hoping.
Can you all see the map? Okay.
Yeah. Neil,
Yes.
does it make any difference that the Grand Druids and what's his face are
enemies.
enemies, not?
Oh, yes, it does. Let me. Sorry. Thank you.
Oh, my neck.
There we go.
I was about
That's
to
about
give
it,
you
sir.
my backstory as well.
Yeah.
I don't expect it's been ages since I wrote it. I was like,
Yes, I'm going to go.
Cool.
oh, what am I doing again?
Okay. So we're waiting for Tiberius to roll initiative.
He's just gone to the bathroom.
Okay.
He's having a
Oh
nervous
yeah,
week.
he was getting it out of the way.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Darklings. What are that? I gotta look at all these new spells I bought. Are they any good? Well, that looks quite good. I might pop one of them up just in case. How big is it? It's 10 foot radius.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right, mate. Roll initiative when you're ready, Tiberius. Okay. Rodri, you're up first. These 3 portals have opened in the air. The light in the chamber has gone from this beautiful amber colour to this flashing violet colour. And these strange beings have stepped through and threatened to kill the Ancient One in the name of the Green Hand.
I'm going to move to there. Excuse me!
Okay.
And I'm going to protect you, and I'm going. Can I have a 10-foot radius circle centered on just on the top of me, on my top, or just on the top of my head?
10-foot
10-foot
radius. Okay.
Can I have a 10-foot sausage, please, Bob?
Up a bit, so it includes the old dude.
Okay, I'm not-
That's Right. That doesn't include us though, does it? So yeah, a big 20-foot tall cylinder of magical energy appears, and glowing runes are on the floor where the circle hits the ground. I'll say, this might offer us some protection, but unfortunately I've done it a little bit, so you're all still outside.
So who did you cast that on?
It's on the ground.
It's on the ground there.
Yeah. It doesn't need.
So that's static, it
Concentration.
doesn't move with you.
Oh, actually, it's a casting time of 1 minute. I can't do it. Damn. I didn't see the casting time 1 minute. Oh, that's crap spell.
That was very honest of you, Dave.
Yeah.
You should have kept quiet and hope nobody found out.
I didn't see that when I chose it. Oh,
He's a good lad.
In which case,
To be fair, he's only doing exactly what I would have done.
I'll
Good
take
lad.
everything back and move. I'll take my entire turn back.
Okay.
Sod it out. Okay, I'll just target that nearest thing to me
Okay.
and hit him with a couple of Eldritch Blasts. Yeah. Great shot, Dave.
I've lost my mojo.
Great shot, Dave.
This thing moves with incredible speed, and it kind of flickers in the air. And when you look at it, one moment it's in one position, then it kind of blurs and there's a flicker, and it moves and it's in another position. It makes it very hard to target with your Eldritch Blast.
Okay, I'll move to move to where the old bloke is.
Okay.
Yeah. That's me done.
Okay, that's you done.
Oh.
Okay, spare me 1 second. Got a lot of stuff to choose from here.
That's not what we want to hear, Neil.
I'm doing the Grand Druid.
Ignorance is bliss.
Okay.
Okay, the Grand Druid steps forwards in front of the Ancient One and leans down and lays his staff gently on the shoulder, mutters a word, and the Ancient One's skin changes. There's like this creaking noise as he turns into stone.
Oh, that's cool.
Can I actually?
He
Yeah.
can still
I'll-
move, his eyes are still blinking, he looks from side to side,
When-
but he's made of stone.
Oh, the druid's done that. Okay,
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah, the druid's done it, it's a
Yeah.
protection spell. Okay, Kat, you're up.
Stop healing him. Okay. Fuck. Okay. I'm gonna cast. I'm just gonna go all in. Fireball. Around Mean Lock and the Emerald Queen, please.
Okay,
Nice.
what's the...
Target anyone. My bad.
Yeah, target them both.
Goodbye.
Whoa! How come you got the cool dice?
Because I bought them.
Nice.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, you plant your staff in the ground, a tiny bead of orange light streaks across the room, highlighting it as it goes over Atticus' shoulder, above Tiberius' head. It reaches the portal near the Emerald Queen and the Meanlock and explodes in a great ball of fire. As the flames die down, you just see the Emerald Queen grinning at you.
Piss her. Blessing.
Okay. the mean lock is going to move 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to there. It can't quite reach him.
I have 50 hit points.
Okay, it's just running towards Telharfate. It's ignoring you, Tiberius and Rodri. It's just running straight past you towards the Ancient One.
Can I get an attack of opportunity when it ran out of my...
What if
No.
your range is more than 5 feet? You can.
Oh, okay.
It didn't
Right.
come into melee with you.
Okay.
The Emerald Queen. Okay, it's going to move forwards to there.
Boom.
Oh, we go. Lightning bolt. Hadouken.
With that first.
Sonic boom.
Very good.
And
No more, no more. Oh, God.
it's going to target. See if we got there. Tiberius, Atticus, Cat,
Oh, come on, by a gnat's bollocks, it's got me.
and the Grand Druid.
Before you roll, Neil,
Yep.
I want to try and counterspell that.
That's a reaction, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's your reaction for the turn, yeah? It's not a spell.
Okay.
It's an innate ability, I'm afraid.
Does he have to roll to hit?
No. Everybody needs to make a dex save.
Oh, my favourite. Hopefully.
That's my favourite.
Just wait for
I
Atticus.
succeeded, really?
I'm here, sorry.
I'm
Ruby
usually-
was causing me to be delayed.
Can I use my inspiration to reroll?
You can use your inspiration to reroll, yeah?
Dankeschön.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same.
Okay.
So,
Fake it off.
deck save.
And what was the save against?
Dexterity save.
Oh, come on!
Oh no, that just edged off the 16.
You needed a 14.
Oh, come on!
Well,
Go failed. Okay. She holds her arms out in front of her, and the air is suddenly filled with thorns, long, each several inches long, like off a giant cactus. Shoot, a big cloud of them flies through the air, ripping into you.
Oh my, look at the sixes. That's your new personal best.
Sorry, guys. That was a good roll.
Why can't we roll like that?
yeah.
Lovely.
Okay,
Oh, come on.
Tiberius, you're up.
Lovely.
No, it's not a roll to hit.
Uses wing me.
Tiberius.
Right.
This is just going to-
Okay, I will move and engage the queen. I'll smash all the splinters off me. Fucking tree roots. Growl really mean and just run at her. Head down.
Okay.
Before I attack her, I'm going to invoke my Crimson Right. So I lose 3 hit points.
Okay.
Choose my bonus action and I hit her. Or try and hit her. Yay. I don't know why it came up with an error there.
Yeah, there are some bugs since the latest patch. Hit.
Nice. She's gonna be a bitch to kill, isn't she?
That's me.
Okay, you start tearing into her. The skin beneath her armour is hard, like the bark of a tree. But you start digging into it, leaving great scratches with your claws.
Well, I've got fire attacks as well with my claw. Fire and wood.
I'm dead.
Oh, I forgot to do something. I'll do it. Remind me when it's your turn, Tiberius, to do something. I forgot to do, sorry.
It ain't going to be good, so don't.
No.
Fucking.
But you can not me.
Not my job.
Okay.
Above my pay grade.
He's going to run forwards. 1, 2, 3 to here. And target the ancient one. And it's going to hit it twice with its sword. Or try to.
Music gives me disco vibes. The lights.
Tell Half 8 isn't moving at all. He's just looking around calmly from side to side, taking no action whatsoever.
Ready to die, like.
He just turns and looks at the Darkling as it races up behind him. And this look of fear comes into the Darkling's face and he swings miss.
Nice.
The other Darkling takes 1 step forwards.
Fuck off.
Kills a Carthy.
Right. For some reason this spell isn't linked.
Oh, well, that's a shame, isn't it?
60 feet, concentration. 15-foot radius sphere. Okay. It's going to put it there.
Oh, what happened?
Everything
Not
goes
fun.
black.
Oh, if he's casting a spell, I want to counter spell.
He is casting a spell. It's a level 2 spell, so
Yeah.
yeah, I think that just counters it, doesn't it?
Automatically, yeah.
Yeah, he was casting darkness.
3rd level or lower, it fails, yeah.
Okay. He goes to cast his spell with a grin on its a maniacal grin on its face, reaches out. There's a brief point of blackness appears in the middle of the room, starts to expand, then contracts. And he looks over at you, Rodri, and spits a curse in your direction. Let me delete that light.
Speak in your direction.
Okay, Atticus, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to move to there. Hang on. There. Don't mind if I do you, cat? Step in front of it.
I'll hold my side and clearly bleeding. No, please, go ahead.
Okay.
That bitch over there's mine. Yeah.
Where's my character sheet gone? I've got my map in the wrong place, so every time I click on the map, my character sheet disappears. Now I can't see the combat tracker. Let me move that. Sorry. Okay, right. Okay. I'm going to draw both my scimitars and slam them into the ground as I'm looking at this Darkling Elder 2
Okay.
and just say, fuck off!
Nice. This is what the
Okay,
Darklings
good.
look like, by the way.
That's
Oh,
terrifying.
cool. Okay, cast it. There we go.
Okay. He fails.
Nice.
Back 10 foot and takes not much. Let me mark my spell slot off.
Okay,
There
it
we go.
slams him back. He goes sliding back across the floor. His cloven hoofs trying to dig into the wooden floor, but he just slides back. Does he get knocked prone as well, or is he?
Hang on, I'll
Just
tell
knocked back.
you. Just push 10 feet away.
Okay, so he slams back up against the wall of the tree.
And then I'm going to use my second wind to heal myself.
Okay.
Oh, great! Thank God I've got a +6. Okay, that's me.
Okay.
I'm done.
Alright, let me just check something. Okay. Tell Harfei, just looking around, taking no action, lifts one hand and is going to cast, if I can find it. There's a slight shimmer in the air around him as he casts shield around himself.
Selfish little.
Rodri, right. I would like you to
How would you like me?
Oh, that's flat.
where is it? Oh yeah. Wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. Wisdom S. Oh, for goodness sake! I'm using my inspiration.
Okay.
I rolled tonight.
That's
Oh!
Okay. You see this horrible skittering aberration running across the floor towards you, and your heart fills with fear. You're just about to turn and run when you think to yourself, no, Pelor is with me. And you turn back to face it. Okay, it's your turn.
Do. I'm going to look at these darklings. Don't like them very much. They look humanoid to me. Stop! I shout and cast
Is it hold person you're shouting?
yeah.
Let me see. I don't think they are classed as people. No, they're Fae.
Oh, they're not humanoids then.
Nope.
Are they humanoid?
Nope.
Humanoid Fae?
Nope. It is a different classification.
Damn it! He just goes, this is... Oh, fuck. Right, that's me out of space.
They are not of this world.
That's me done.
You're done. Okay. The Grand Druid looks at the Ancient One sitting on the floor, nods to himself as if making his mind up, and then steps back 60 feet. Okay, so that's everyone, I think. So, he's targeting Cat. Audrey is injured. Tiberius and Atticus. He raises his staff into the air and slams it down. Begone, foul creature, back to your plane. You shall not have the Ancient One, nor any of us. And he's going to cast Mask Your Wounds.
Reach.
Okay. He stepped away from the Grand Druid to do that. Okay, Cat.
Target them. Just do like the eye thing where you put your hand fingers up to your eyes and then look at it.
Okay.
I'm going to cast which ball at level 3.
Okay, it hits.
P.
Ooh, terrible rolls.
Really bad, aren't
Yeah, so that's 8, yeah?
we? Yeah.
Okay, but a bolt of black and green energy streaks across the room, slams into her, and Tiberius, you can see smoke rising up from her barks like skin, where it's impacting. Okay.
I'm just gonna move this one.
Okay. Are you done?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. The Meanlock is gonna step here and target Telharfate. And tries to claw at him. But his claws just bounce off the magical shield surrounding him.
Ah.
Oh, her Hail of Thorns hasn't recharged, you'll be pleased to know.
Fucking good. That was horrible.
Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, after the... no, she can't. This has to be after one of your goes. She is going to 15 feet. She's going to move around to here.
Wait.
I think that's still out of range. Let me check. Yeah, it is for now. Okay, so in that case, she is going to attack Tiberius this round. Tiberius,
Boring much.
Cat, and Atticus. Oh.
This is my domain.
Hey.
Okay.
I want all of these.
She makes 2 attacks.
Oh, my God.
First hits.
Hang on, Mil. I will make roll a Hermocraft dice
Okay.
as a reaction to subject 3 from the roll.
So that would be a 20.
I've got armor class. What I got? 22 in it. Or 21, 22.
I think it's 21. You've got 1 to the armor class. That's
From
on
the
your-
ring, and 1 from being
Yeah.
a wolf.
Yeah. So that's on class 21. Yeah, so it misses. The attack misses.
Okay.
So she's
I'd
swinging.
like to burn 3 hit points, so that affects all of his. I'll empower it.
Okay.
So that affects all of his attacks.
Do you roll the d6, or does it the same roll that you just rolled?
It's the same as roll. I just
Okay.
roll, I think.
So that's -3.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, also misses. Okay, she's kind of wiping at her eyes as she's swinging at you. And
Slippery little fella.
you're up now, Tiberius.
Mm. Oh, I'll try and hit her again.
This is my domain.
Oh. Right. I'm a free attack. Thank you, baby.
Okay, again, you start tearing into her bark, leaving bits of... you can see, like, green sap starting to flow beneath it now.
Got me.
Okay, this guy's going to attack Telhar Fey again. First attack misses. Oh, I am rolling bad tonight. Second attack misses. Bouncing off his shield. Dark Elder 2 is going to try. So, Dark Elder 2 kind of pushes itself away from the wall. It then leaps into the air, thrusts its cloven hoofs out behind it, so that it's kind of pushing itself away from the wall, using its feet towards Atticus, to see if it can get advantage. To do that, it's going to make an acrobatics check with the DC of 15. If it fails, it's going to fall at Atticus's feet prone. Fail. Okay, so it pushes itself away from the wall, falls prone,
Face plant.
gets up, and then attacks Atticus. But without advantage. Oh my god! Atticus, this thing just falls at your feet, gets up and it gets tangled in its cloak as it tries to swing at you. Okay, now, before that happens, the Emerald Queen is going to use one of her legendary actions, which I forgot to do before. And is going to use her swift positioning to move to... What's her movement normally? 35. You don't get any attack of opportunity, Tiberius. She's just a blur of speed. 10.
Damn.
There.
Damn, girl.
Okay. Atticus, you're up.
Okay. Atticus feels the healing powers from the great druid surge through him, and he kind of rolls his shoulders a bit, looks at this dude that's tripped in front of him and stood up, and he just looks at him and goes, "Oh, you're fucked now, mate." And just grabs him by the scruff of the neck and burning hands him. It's a 15-foot cone, but
Okay.
there's no point putting it on because it's only going to catch him.
Oh, finally a good roll.
Oh, what a surprise, shit rolls.
Okay, flames leap up around it. It starts screaming, "Ah! My queen! My queen! Ah!" Okay. Are you done?
Mate.
Okay. Telhar Fey is going to do nothing. He's just sitting there serenely watching the chaos around him. Rodri, you've passed your save against fear, so you don't need to make it again. The Emerald Queen is right up in your face now, though.
Right. She's gonna get some. Hopefully, Eldritch Blast right in her face. It can roll better than a 1. Oh, yeah. Oh, well. Not handling this very well. That's me.
You're using ranged attacks in melee.
Yep.
Okay. The Grand Druid turns around calmly, walks back to Telhar Fey. He's gonna cast that. Okay, so that's a 10 foot. We cast it there. So that's the Meanlock and the Fairy Queen I need to target. Sorry about this, it's quite complicated.
Oh, good.
And the Queen, the Emerald Queen, and untarget Atticus, Cat, and Tiberius.
Kill that Queen Druid, that bitch is back.
Okay. Oh, I've lost it. There it is. Okay, they've got to make some saving throws. Okay, the Meanlock fails. Okay. Bright lights of all colours, blue, green and violet, suddenly swirl around and sink into the forms of the Emerald Queen and the Meanlock. The Meanlock is now outlined in this glowing light that gives everyone advantage against him. But the Emerald Queen sees this light around her, just barks out a laugh, and this dark energy suddenly shimmers out from her and banishes the lights around herself. Okay, Cat.
Sorry, didn't mean to do that, I apologise.
Well, it's your turn. Is that what you're doing?
I mean, yeah, but I need to roll 2 more.
Okay.
Because I did it at level 3. I was practicing my dragon drop.
It didn't work.
I got it though. I did it.
So,
That hard.
another 10.
Yeah, 17.
Okay, it's already put it on her.
I was going to say something really funny about lightning hitting trees, but I meant to pass.
Okay. Okay, so you're just holding this beam of energy has followed her as she's moved across the room. She's going to take another legendary action at this point.
When is fucking Taharfe gonna have a legendary action? He's the oldest living being on the planet. When is he gonna get his fucking legendary action?
You should sat there as a bloody
Yeah,
glorified paperweight.
And she
right
is
now.
going to swing her sword at Rodri, who's
Yeah.
getting in her way.
You put that damage on, didn't you? The 17.
Did it automatically?
Oh.
Because you still had it targeted.
Damn it.
Untarget Tiberius. Oh,
You're controlling me, lovely.
yeah, that's why. Sorry.
I was like, oh, where are these arrows coming from?
Yeah, he's the oldest living being on the planet. Surely he's legendary. He'd have a legendary
He's
action like being
old!
able to
I think so. Like I said,
solve a Sudoku puzzle or something.
It takes him
really
15 minutes to stand up.
glorified paperweight.
Right, she's going to swing a sword at Rodri. That's her legendary action. Ooh, that was nearly a 20.
Go away, error messages.
What's this for?
This is her legendary action against Rodri. Okay, she swings her sword, it slams into you, Rodri. As it does, her sword is engulfed in flames as it connects with you as well.
Can I react to that and try and take D6? Use my last reaction.
This is a new round, so you haven't used your reaction this turn, so you can, yes.
5 off the roll.
So that would have been a 16. What's your armor class?
16.
So it still hits.
Oh damn!
Nice try, nearly.
Wasted on you. You got shit armor class.
Okay, now we go back, and it is Cat's turn. I do apologise, Cat. Oh no, you did your turn, didn't you? So it's the Meanlock.
Yeah, I'm done. Thank you.
Ugh, too much going on here. Okay, so the Meanlock is targeting Telhar Fey. It's going to try and claw him again. He hits the ancient one with his claws. There's this kind of sparks fly up as it drags across the stone-like skin of the ancient one. He just calmly turns his head and smiles at the strange creature. Now it's the Emerald Queen. She looks up at the Darkling and the Meanlock and says, I am sorry, my pets. For the good of the Green Hand. Her Hail of Thorns has recharged. She's casting it at... not Rodri. At the Grand Druid.
Oh no.
At the Meanlock. Because it's in the way. Darkling Elder 1. And Tel Harfei. Apart from the Meanlock, they all fail.
Oh my god, he's nearly dead.
Grand Druid holds his concentration.
Do you know, we
The
got the
Darkling
information we
Elder dies from these thorns slamming down into it. And as it does so, magical light flashes out from it in a 10-foot radius as its body and possessions are suddenly burned to ash in a great explosion of energy. So Rodri, Tel Harfei and the Grand Druid all need to make a Constitution saving throw.
My rolls today.
Oh,
Uh,
David.
Tel Harfei also fails, and the Grand Druid. Constitution save. He passes.
Oh, Tel Harfei's dead.
Probably. 2d6. So, Tel Harfei and Rodri take 2 damage from the thing exploding.
I'll live with that.
You get like a hot ember and
Oh.
Okay, Tiberius, you're up.
Now move in. Target the Emerald Queen. And start laying into her. Oh, I'm going to try. Oh, good God. Oh, I got one in.
Okay, you race after the Emerald Queen as these hails of thorns are issuing out away from her. You kind of have to dodge around them, which puts your aim off. But you manage to get a good hit on her. She's looking quite rough now. Bits of bark are peeling off. There's like green sap dripping down her.
That's me.
Okay.
Done.
Darkling Elder 1 can't use his darkness again, so he's going to carry on attacking Atticus. He gets 2 attacks.
I would have killed her if I'd have fucking hit with the other 2.
Nice.
And look, it's only a short sword. Not too
Lucky
handy.
it didn't have advantage this time, because it does so much damage if it gets advantage on an attack.
6 ain't good. Go away, Tyler.
Second attack. Also
I keep
hits.
getting error messages every time they attack.
Sorry.
What the hell? Oh no!
Go on.
Starts laying into you, Atticus, with its sword. It's your turn.
Okay, Atticus is getting knocked all over the place. He just kind of grunts and looks at it and goes, "Hold that thought!" and leans his left shoulder arm over his shoulder behind him and points his scimitar at the queen, and then it appears as his gun in his hands, and he fires a chromatic orb at her.
Oh, okay. Chromatic orb.
So that was an attempt at a cinematic.
Okay.
Not Marvel, but it was like
Okay. So
a cool movie.
yeah, I'm gonna
Just
give
hold
it a
that thought to the guy
DC.
in front of him, and he just points his hand behind him, turns it into a gun, and
It's
fires
gonna
at her.
be acrobatics. You kind of lean backwards, a bit like Neo, dodging the bullets, and fire across over your shoulder with your gun that appears in your hand. So that's gonna be a DC 12 acrobatics check.
Okay.
If you fail, you're gonna fall prone.
Okay.
Oh, so close! Unfortunately, you misjudge and fall onto your back.
You know.
You can stand
Okay,
up.
I'm gonna use my action surge to take another turn, and I'm gonna use that to pack my teddies up and fuck off. Okay, that's me. I'm done.
You're done. Okay. Tell Harfei just looks calmly around at everything going on around him. A slight smile on his face. Rodri!
Okay.
I'm glad I'm a source of amusement to you, Sims.
So, excuse me, sir, you don't look very well. Dodger from the Emerald Queen and healing.
Okay, so you step up to tell Harfei there, yep.
Oh right, yeah. Oh, I didn't know it can be ranged.
Oh, is it ranged, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, mate. Okay, you reach out and this... Sorry, go on.
Yeah, that was bonus action, so I can still do something cool.
The Ancient One is bathed in a golden sunlight light, and his wounds mend up and heal.
And then I'm going to... Right. If Pelor's forsaken me, I'm just going to hit you.
Time for disco lights.
Oh, they're both hits. I accidentally double rolled.
5 music.
Okay, she wasn't expecting you to suddenly hit her with her staff. She kind of turns her head and glares at you. Her eyes flare up with a green light as she does so.
That's me done.
Okay, she's going to use a legendary action, and she's going to hit you because you've annoyed her.
Because I annoyed her. That's what I can do. Annoy people.
Okay, short sword, attack 7.
Oh no.
Oh, what a pain. Sorry
Oh,
about
that's
this.
right, because I had Telharfei bleeding.
How do I
Still targeted.
minimise that? There we go, that's better. So, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I accidentally did 7 damage to Telharfei, which you need to take off.
Alright,
Because I
okay.
still targeted him for the heal.
Yeah, he's just hitting the Ancient One. This being that's lived for thousands of years is going to be...
Bonk him on the head and stuff.
Okay, she hits you, Rodri.
Right.
She now.
Again, her sword blazes with fire as it impacts.
14. Oh, no. Okay.
Okay, the Grand Druid. Okay. Let me just check. Cosmos 60-foot line. Right, he's going to move. Right, to there. Enough! He plants his staff in the ground, and a beam of brilliant light, so bright you can hardly look at it, shoots out at the Emerald Queen.
Keeping her busy,
So I've got a target.
distracting her.
Right, she has to make a saving throw.
Ah,
Oh dear.
yeah, not good.
Oh, now I roll well. This light blasts into her. She screams, "No! The Green Hand will not be defeated!" Okay, Cat, you're up.
The Green Hand will be defeated, and you have committed treason. Get it? Treason. I will cast Witch Bolt. And I'm going to do it correctly this time.
Okay, yeah, it's already on her, so you just need to roll the damage, I think. Yeah.
I did it!
Oh, good rolls as well.
Yes!
This witch
Thank
bolt
you,
that you've
Jesus.
been holding on to has been burning into her for the past several rounds. You just look at her with a look of grim determination on your face, and power surges through your staff. You're not even sure where this power's come from. And the bolt of energy kind of pulses and grows with the extra energy. Slams into her, burns a hole right through her, narrowly misses Rodri, and slams into the tree on the other side. Ah! She falls to the ground.
It's sapling.
Nice.
That's me.
Okay. Mother! The thing is going to try and slash at Telharfe again,
Oh shit, what did you say, Dad?
but misses. Okay, Tiberius, you're up.
Oh, sorry about that.
It's alright, mate. You're up, mate.
Wicked Witch.
Yeah. What we got left? Just oh, I'll target that then.
Okay.
Apparently I've got advantage on it. I'll take that.
You have got advantage on it because it's surrounded by the fairy fire from the Grand Druid.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, you just start laying into it and tearing it apart. These sort of chitinous limbs flying out from it.
My second attack, I'll just whip out my crossbow and take a shot at that guy.
Okay, catches him in the shoulder, spins him right round. Are you done?
I'll move 25 to there.
Okay. Okay, Tiberius comes racing up alongside the Darkling Elder. She's now looking slightly panicked. As you come running past it, Tiberius, the Darkling Elder is going to try and grab hold of you and throw you into Atticus.
Is he now?
Yes. So that's going to be quite a high DC. DC 16. It's going to be an acrobatics check.
For me?
No, for the
Or him.
Darkling Elder.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, he makes it. So he's going to get advantage on this. You're going to have a wolf, a tiny wolf being thrown at you, Atticus, caught off balance. So it's going to be a That's an attack to hit Atticus.
Hit a
But
motherfucker
he's
with
using a
another
wolf,
motherfucker.
he's using a wolf, not a short sword. Luckily for Atticus, it's just a tiny wolf. So it's d6 damage, but it's critical, so it's 6 plus whatever this is. Oh, 6, so that's 12. Okay, Tiberius is suddenly swung around with his own momentum in a circle and slams into you, Atticus.
Can I just drop my shoulders in fucking defeat? Yeah, smile to myself.
You're up, Atticus.
I can't see now for some reason.
Yeah,
I
don't
can't
know
see
why.
Atticus. Don't know, I've got like a shadow there.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know why.
I think everybody's experiencing that.
There's a. Oh, I see why. Okay, I can sort that out. There you go.
I've lost my mojo!
Nice.
Oh, nothing.
Yeah, I don't know what dice god you've pissed off in a previous life, Mark.
Oh, fuck, mate. Jesus.
That's me.
That's some... Maybe that's some bad luck you do.
This is my doing.
Okay, Telharfe is doing very little. Rodri.
Okay. Hold on. Oh. How many you got left? You've got 16. It was 2d6, wasn't it? Okay, oh, this time. Hit something. And, yes. And... yes. First one. I'll knock it back 10 with this one.
Okay, it just explodes as the blast hits it. It literally explodes.
But I've knocked it back 10.
Yeah, but it's dead. You've killed it as well, so it explodes. So Tiberius and Atticus, can you make
I
a?
didn't see the orange explosive sign above it.
Can you make a Constitution saving throw, please, Tiberius and Atticus?
But it says when I hit it, it's not.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Not
Okay,
damage.
so Tiberius takes this, and Atticus takes half this. So 9 to Tiberius. And rounding down 4 to Atticus.
Just reading that repelling blast, it says when I hit him, he gets knocked back.
Yeah, but as it hit him, it killed him. Okay. Everything suddenly falls silent again. The portals that were lit up in the room disappear again.
Will's back.
Okay. The Grand Druid is leaning on his staff, panting heavily. Thank you, my friends. You performed admirably. It appears as though the Green Hand is somehow aware of our plans and our knowledge of them. He takes a look at the Ancient One and strides across to Cat and lays his hand gently on your shoulder, Cat. Look after yourself. I am going to research the Soul Spark, and I will be in touch as soon as I have news. Keep the Soul of Sending close to you. He leans in close to you, Cat. The soul of sending works two ways. If you are in absolute dire need, you may also send a message to me, but only in the direst of circumstances.
Thank you. I await to hear from you easily. I'll just bow and guess we'll go back.
Atticus is just looking around at everybody, like, in disbelief with his palms outstretched. He's like, so no one's going to mention the fact that they teleported in here and could be right back.
Shrug.
The Grand Druid looks over at the Ancient One. I suggest you repair your magical defences, my friend, and take further steps to ensure this attack does not happen again.
I'm going to search the bodies, especially the Queen, see
Okay.
if she's got anything on her.
Well, the bodies of the Darklings have exploded into ash. The Meanlock is just like a collection of chitinous, spindly legs and limbs, like a beetle that's been torn to bits by an angry wolf. Let me see what the Emerald Queen had anything.
Nada.
Emerald Queen, here we go. No, she didn't have anything. Just her armour, which is kind of grafted onto her skin, almost as if it's grown out of her.
Okay.
And her longsword.
A burning longsword. So how high up in the Green Hand was this lady then? Do you reckon? How good druid?
As I said earlier, we know little about this new form of the Green Hand, what their aims are exactly, and how they're tied to the original three. But I would suspect this was an assassination attempt on the Ancient One. I fear there are others more powerful that we have yet to encounter. Keep your eyes and ears open for any news of the Green Hand as you travel.
So, do you want me to take the baby or leave it with you?
That decision is yours.
You seem to have a kind heart. The child will be well in your care till I decide what to do with it, or whether it.
As you say that,
takes its own course.
You feel a presence behind you, and you turn round and you see the Ancient One. You didn't see him move or get up, but he's actually standing upright. He's right behind you, and he's just holding his hands out to you, his arms out to take the child.
Oh, handing the child.
The babe will be cared for here. Fear not, Bloodhunter.
No, I won't. Thank you. Right. I suppose we should be getting back then, unless you can identify some items for us, because you know a lot of stuff.
He pauses for a moment and then nods and goes and sits back down in the circle of lights in the middle of the room.
So that's a no.
No, he nodded.
Oh, okay. I'll show him the shield, but I won't uncover it, all of it, because obviously
He closes his hands. He closes his eyes and moves his hand above the shield without touching it.
There is an alien magic on this shield I have not encountered before. It is not of this world. It has travelled through the astral sea.
Ooh.
It is not your shield. The one it belongs to is ever watchful. I would throw it into the deepest ocean if I were you.
Ooh. It's like a predator shield.
It's just a normal shield in terms of defense. You can use it as a shield. It'll give you 2 to your armor class like a normal shield does. Doesn't give you any bonuses other than that, other than this strange eyeball.
I'll ask him if he...
I'll try and get my chainmail done. Identify that I'm wearing.
Let me have a look.
I'll keep it covered for now. It might come in handy if we need to kick a hornet's nest later on and
That
show
is
these
your
aliens what we're
decision,
doing.
But it will bring you nothing but regret.
Right, I'll chuck it into the ocean.
Your chainmail armor, Mark. Let me just.
Runic chainmail armor.
The armor's heavily decorated with fish and shell motifs. You lay it. You kneel in front of the ancient one. He puts his hands on your shoulders.
You wear 2 armors, Commander. This armor of shells is indeed magical and will protect you. The armor you wear around your heart will crack as it hardens even more. Let it go.
Right, the armor is a normal suit of chainmail armor, but if you start your turn underwater whilst wearing it, it floats you to the surface, and it also contains a minor charm that allows you to speak and understand Aquan.
They speak and understand Aquan. Brilliant. Okay. Thank you.
It's like
I also
got a
have,
Mr. Blobby suit.
Fucking
I also
get
have
out
banned-
of this GM. He's like pulling blood out of the stone.
I hate these, yeah.
Sorry.
I also have picked up some items. I found this book, but I think it's warded. It's some protection magic on it. I daren't open it.
He looks at it.
That book belonged to a dead wizard called Hok Miraz. It contains his spells, all of them evil. It is warded.
Oh, probably best not to attempt it. It's a pair of boots. Fine pair of boots. I don't know if there's some enchantment on them.
Looking for those in your inventory. What are they called?
Boots.
Boots. Oh, they are.
Oh, they're just normal.
Boots. With the asterisk next to
Yeah.
These are not magical, though they are
Yeah.
well made.
And they're quite comfy as well. And there's I pull this massive two-handed greatsword, silver greatsword out. I've still got that out my backpack.
Your giant backpack.
Yeah. Quite spacious.
Like fucking Dora the Explorer.
This is also not magical, though the
It's shiny.
silver along its edge may help in fights against certain creatures.
What type of creatures?
Some
Oh, you mean
undead,
like-
some lycanthropes. He turns his head and looks at Tiberius.
Ah. Well, thank you. Thank you for your help.
Well, not done yet. I have a set of leather armour. Oh, behold, Your Majesty.
Royalty's just old.
It's nice. I'm showing him some respect. He's been around, man.
Which armour is this? Is this the glamoured leather armour?
You've
You've already identified that. Oh, the
Yeah.
runic leather armour.
Yeah.
Also decorated in shells and fish motifs. He holds his hands over it.
This has a minor charm on it.
Like the armour that Atticus had, if you're underwater with 0 hit points, it would cause you to rise to the surface.
Okay. And I also have these 3 fine dwarven bracelets.
Gives a slight sigh.
Why?
The first emotion you've seen him emit. Where are they?
I pegged him as the captain from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
They are very pretty. Cast in the mines of Koldor's hold, but not magical.
Very
Is
nice.
there anything else? While we're here. I don't know why I'm carrying a set of studded leather.
Which leather?
I seem to have a set of studded leather.
You've
I
got
don't
your
know.
Original.
The leather you took off to put that.
Yeah, you've got 3 sets of leather you're carrying.
Right, I'm gonna throw away the
The normal studded leather, yeah.
studded leather. You what?
I don't even know if I've got armor, you know.
I'll get rid of
Well,
it.
do you know what? I'll sell it in the town. I'll sell it in the
Okay.
next town.
Okay.
We-
I've got common clothes and fine clothes. That's all I've got.
So, my friends, are we done here?
Yeah.
No, actually, I've got one more.
Everyone's searching their inventory.
Thank you, the ancient one. We will be on our way and leave you to rest.
Look after this young lady. The fate of the world may rest upon her.
Well, she has my claw.
She's done quite well looking after herself, but we'll back her up.
They're just leaving you standing there, Tiberius.
They are, aren't they? I'll bow and make it obvious.
Telharfe goes and bows deeply. The Grand Druid goes and bows deeply before the Ancient One.
I will take my leave of you now, my friend, and go in search of news of the Soul Spark. I hope it is not too long before I am back in your halls and your tree once again. I can take you back wherever you wish to go, where there is a tree to omit us. Do you wish to return to Amber Cove?
No, the mines.
The mines?
What do you reckon? Oh, we've got to go for that meeting. We can walk to the mines.
Yeah. I have an appointment.
Yeah, the Baron's kind of like the Duke's really important, isn't he? So we kind of really need to talk to him.
Can't make an appointment with him. Let's go.
Okay. He nods to you all. Walks up to the one of the inner walls of the chamber that's been grown or carved out of the tree. Lays his hands upon it. And after a moment, a crack appears in the tree, which then splits into a crack a couple of feet wide with green light emitting from it. Quickly, my friends.
Through?
Yes.
You all pass through and find yourself back on the streets of Amber Cove. The Grand Druid steps out of the tree, but it's not the Grand Druid. It's Wildak Mythison who stands before you. Well, that was a real Bobby Dazzler of a show we had today, wasn't it?
Certainly was. Something.
Tremendous.
So, my friends, I hope I'll see you all again soon. Maybe on the next showing of Relics Roadshow. But for now, I will take my leave. Continue on your journey, my friends. There are cities to save and cults to defeat. Biori will watch over you. Blessed be.
Farewell, farewell!
And he turns and walks off into the crowd.
Like you mean it.
And we'll leave the session there for tonight.
You know.